mix experience and skill with the deck, with it being one of the better choices for the weekend. That's the kind of result you can get. I don't think there was a whole lot of luck involved in that. I mean, maybe variant, like game to a little bit of
Sure.
to top 8 any GP, you have to have some variance go your way, some matchups go your way.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I wouldn't be discounting his result. But as far as
I was here to take easy shots at Jerry, but obviously you're not going to let me do that tonight. So
no.
Maybe I can make you lose some games of Magic. That'll be fun.
I feel like Jerry's been taking a lot of shots recently from a variety of places. Some self-inflicted wounds over time, and some maybe a little bit unnecessary.
True.
At least
I love
at least
that
a
guy.
bit of a dog pile effect at certain points.
Oh yeah, well,
so,
that's what Twitter does. Twitter's awful.
I wouldn't say that either, but it has its moments of being awful for sure.
Yeah.
But as far as the playoff stuff goes, I mean, you just have to get lucky to get two results like that. Like
of course.
Those fields are, basically it's all grinders and,
Well, the actual championship is going to be in January. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think I want to say it's like the 4th or the 5th. It's early January, yeah.
So I was listening to Everyday Eternal today, Julian Knob's podcast with E.W. Landon and Bob Wong, and they're hoping to maybe put together some content for that actually, because and rightfully so, they think it's going to be like maybe one of the greatest legacy events of all time, just because the field is going to be just absolutely brutal. Just a bunch of killers playing in that event, because it's basically like a legacy invitational, right?
Well, yeah, you have to. I mean, to get into it, you have to. Not that getting 35 format points is hard, but you have to play a decent amount to get there, because you can accumulate those points even with 3-2s or hit 4-1s, and if once you play into like the second, third, and fourth quarter, there's gonna be a lot of people in those events, but to get through those fields, I think Saturdays was like 160 or 170 players. So
I didn't realize it was that many people.
Yeah, it wasn't that big the first time. I think the first one was like maybe, I don't remember. It was in the low hundreds, maybe like 120, 130 people the first time, and this one was 167. So maybe it was a little over 130 the first time, because I think both events were 8 rounds, but this one was definitely more players, and to get through those fields, you have to be lucky and somewhat good. So, by the time you narrow it down to the 32 people at the end of the year, they're going to have grinded enough or played enough to make the playoff event, or to play in the playoff events, and then top 8 at a playoff event. So, you're not gonna stumble into somebody from Friday Night Magic or random person playing Burn from round 1 of a GP or anything like that. Like it's gonna be a good event, but it's also gonna be weird because it's 5 rounds.
So how's that gonna work exactly?
I think it's just Swiss to top 8, so it's 5 rounds of Swiss in a top 8. At least that's what I think I read. I read it when it was initially released, but I haven't gone back to look. But I think it's just 5 rounds of Swiss cut to top 8. And you're talking
how many players again? 32.
Yeah, 32 players. So super small field, and you probably get a couple of, maybe, I didn't do the math, but it's probably like a couple of 3-2s into there as well. So 1 or 2 bad matchups, and that's the end of your day once you're talking about the skill level of the people involved.
Yeah, but it seems like it's going to be awesome. So I'm hoping that Eternal, the Everyday Eternal, does some stuff. They said they might try to capture some matches, see if they can get some people to record their ends and stuff like that, because I don't think WotC's going to do much for it. But I think it's going to be pretty great, actually. I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get anybody to actually stream the event.
I think that's going to be that's a tough. The
prizes are too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. But at the very least, people can record it in OBS and then, do some kind of post editing in it, and have it available on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. I think it'd be really, really cool at the very least, just to see it, after the fact, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I don't know. I don't know what the editing looks like with getting say you get 2 feeds from both sides, like how you would go about putting that together into a presentable format for commentating after the fact, or if you would just do it from one side. I don't know how they're going to do it, but yeah, I think it would be sweet if they could put something together.
Yeah, agreed. So now the 75 you're playing tonight is the same 75 you top 8 the playoffs with, you said, correct?
Yeah, both of them. It's the exact same 75.
Oh, okay. So can you tell me, I asked this before we started streaming, but you said if it was might be more relevant to talk about it on stream, but I saw in the sidebar there you had bug depths and then bug depths delta. What's the difference there?
This is a sad answer. Literally 1 card and then fetch lands difference. So the regular, my old bug depths list used to be Verdant Catacombs for a fetch.
Okay.
So that all of the fetch lands could get green sources, because the Safekeeper slot used to be Dryad Arbor. Because maybe like 6 months to a year ago, Grixis decks were basically the best deck and everywhere, especially Grixis Control. So Diabolic Edict was everywhere. So I wanted a fetchable Diabolic Edict creature. So I warped not warped, but I ran the fetch land base to be able to enable that. But once Edict kind of died down a little bit, and Grixis is just one of many decks now, I don't think it's actually worth running Arbor anymore. A lot of Depths pilots disagree with that and still prefer to run it, but I prefer to run. I think this deck has a harder time with Swords to Plowshares than it does with Diabolic Edict, or there's a lot more Swords to Plowshares around than Diabolic Edict, so I'd rather run Safekeeper. And once I'm committed to not running Dryad Arbor, the fetch lands don't matter, other than they need to be able to fetch my 4 duels. So not that it really matters a ton online, because a lot of people know most of the online players, or at least use Google before the match starts. So you're not really getting an edge there, but I like to consider it sort of practice for paper too. So Polluted Delta can really, really hide the deck you're on. This deck has a lot of openings that look exactly like, and that may change too, and I may warp this around because Ant's not being played as heavily either, but this deck can really look like Ant. So basically a lot of turn 1s look like blue fetch land into Underground Sea, and then either hold up Stifle, wait for Brainstorm, or play Duress or Thoughtseize. And every one of those lines can come out of an Ant deck. So when the opponent is playing any kind of Brainstorm deck, especially like a Brainstorm deck with Swords to Plowshares, it may really mess their Brainstorms and Ponders up for the first couple of turns. Like a Miracles deck is not going to be looking at keeping a Swords to Plowshares if they think they're playing against a Storm combo deck in game 1. So you can force them to shuffle away some cards that may be very good against you, or keep some cards that are very bad against you. They see additional counter magic, which isn't great against us, that kind of thing. What's going on, Lawrence? Every time Lawrence talks, there's some new-ish nickname or joke going on.
The Hebfather?
Yeah, I don't believe I've ever heard that before. So that is brand new.
Lawrence is always good for the memes.
Lawrence is very good. He cracked me up. I'm trying to remember what one was that I saw earlier this week. Just had me dying on Twitter, but it's eluding me. I will bring it up if I remember, but I can't remember for the life of me. So should we just
stop the stream, find the tweet?
I could do that. We're basically running on fumes at the moment anyway, Pat. Before I loaded this up, I looked at the legacy streamers and I was like, this is gonna be a light night, because
really
earlier when I looked, Eric was streaming, Jarvis was streaming, Arkin was streaming, and then there was like 1 or 2 other people too. And I was like, this is gonna be light at first. So, but it is what it is.
It's all good.
Yep. So should we just jump into one, I guess?
Yeah, let's do it.
On with the losing.
How do you feel about the new this new like what is this, like a UI thing?
Ooh, look at this. Yeah, I don't like this at all. This is the 3rd or 4th time this has happened to me. So if you're in the collection room here, if you mess with anything, so all I did was rename a couple of these decks. If you so much as touch something and then come back to here, it switches it to the last thing you touched.
And you can't
So,
change it
well, no,
from in here.
you can change it, but if you go in here and just play, assuming that it's going to give you the last deck you ran, it won't. It'll switch it to something that
Oh,
you've been looking at, which is, yeah, I've heard stories of people who've
understood.
registered the wrong deck. So I think you should be just locked into whatever you played last and until you
Right.
actually change it, but that doesn't appear to be what happened. That would have been fun running Ant through a league. I've
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I think Cyrus has like been putting down Ant now because he feels like it's uniquely not good, which was
yeah,
surprising to me. But
he's been posting that around, and I just saw something on, I think it was on Twitter, where he's buying
mhm.
Death and Taxes pieces. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have 2 leagues
do
worth of
you
experience with Ant. That would have been a disaster trying to run that in a format that even the good pilots don't think it's good in.
Yeah, I mean, I just it was surprising to me because he's like such a master of the deck. But he would know better. I mean, he would know better than I think anyone at how it's positioned right now. But um, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping he finds a place somewhere where he feels like it's in a good spot.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he thinks that's going to be the case anytime soon.
Right.
Dun, dun. So, be very excited to hear, Pat, that I got knocked out of the playoffs by your favorite deck.
Oh, you've ran into blue red, huh?
Yeah, I lost to Yurchich on blue red. It was disappointing.
Yeah, I actually. So I was going to go play Legacy last night because I actually haven't played any sanctioned Magic games with the newest builds of Blue Red Delver. Which actually, all right, let's go. I'm gonna go in this story first. Then I'm gonna ask you something. I'm gonna ask you something. Um, I oh,
Seriously? I hope he's kidding.
um, jeez.
Uh, huh. I think he's trying to be funny.
So I haven't played any sanctioned Magic with the new Dreadhorde Arcanist builds. So I'm interested. Oh, so he's on Rug. Okay.
This is incredibly bad. What? Well, I'm glad I. Hmm. Half tempted to turn off the.
Our opponent's being extra mean, I guess.
He's being something.
My other question to you is so a lot of people are coming in now with you've seen a lot more 3-color decks because people are playing Rug again. People are back to playing Grixis. Do you think like so? I was thinking something like Price of Progress. Do you think that's going up in stock, or do you think it's still not worth playing right now in blue red?
I haven't seen Price of Progress. I don't think Price
Yeah,
of
well, that's what I'm
Progress.
saying. Like, is it? I wonder if it's worth playing because everyone's so on the Arcanist plan right now.
Yeah, I think the fact that that can't be, barring some kind of pump nonsense, the fact that that can't be brought recast off the Arcanist is a big deal. Like, there's also a lot of basics in the format too.
That's the thing is like I felt like people are moving. Maybe people are moving away from him because Bob said he was starting to brew with like 3 and 4 and 5-color decks because of things like Prismatic Vista.
Yeah, I
But I
think
guess it's really
people.
just fetching basics. But I still feel like if you're playing 3 colors, you're gonna have to play some amount of duels. I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe it's. I'm just being hopeful. I really do like Price of Progress. It's one of my favorite cards to play.
yeah. I don't know that it's particularly in a great spot, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I mean, is it any good in the Delver mirror? Because there's a lot of that going on. I have no experience at all in that.
The Goose.
this game.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, this deck has a lot of mana sources, but we only had one colored one to start the game. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the Wasteland.
Jeez.
So
Womp womp.
This
Yeah.
is the this is the variance coming back. Had a good run. Now
Get it out of your system now, Tom. You know.
time for a bad run. Dun, dun.
Oh, so anyway, I was going to go to Legacy last night, but I actually sleeved up the Arcanist build and all that stuff, and even put a Narset in my sideboard. And I was about to head out, and one of my kids said he was crying and screaming about his stomach. So I stayed home because I was afraid he might be sick. Turns out he wasn't. He was fine, but he wasn't feeling well for a little bit. So I ended up staying home, and I missed Legacy, but I'm hopefully gonna try to get out there next week on Wednesday if we can. We have a couple shops in the area that do like weeklies, and they're pretty great. So I haven't played Paper Legacy since Niagara, I think.
Really? That's a pretty long stretch.
Yeah, I mean, then I think before Niagara was like also like 4 or 5 months before playing Paper Legacy, or since playing Paper Legacy. So
okay.
We're super spoiled out here, but I'm always so busy. I just never have time to get out there to play.
This isn't very good either.
How do you feel about Bajuka Bog in this matchup?
I used to board it out all the time.
Yeah.
Because
Get to shrink the goose, I guess, right?
Well, no. Well, I mean, it does. It shrinks Scoif and Goose, but the issue is previously it didn't really have a game-breaking mechanism. Like, yeah, you can shrink their clock, but if you're putting a come into play tap swamp into play, essentially, it better buy you at least 2 turns for that to be worthwhile. But now I think you have to keep it in because they're running 1 and 6 with Wasteland recursion.
Right.
So,
how do you feel about that card? Because I haven't played against it yet.
Card's utterly busted.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like,
is that just because it can recur a Wasteland and that's especially tough for you to beat?
No, I'm not even talking about from my deck's perspective.
Okay.
I think as in the format as a whole, lots of decks are weak to the Wasteland recursion, so which is very good in that period. But even just bringing a fetch back every single turn, like in the 4-color control decks and various other decks, is just outstanding. You know, just guaranteeing a land drop, having in like the 4-color deck that Chase runs, you have extra cards to discard to Dak Vaden, extra cards to Brainstorm back, extra cards for Jace. You just have just this plus the minus ability is ridiculous too. So a lot of these decks run Mox Diamond and can put it into play on turn 1, 4-color Loam, and the new Rhino deck. So you have this card that's coming down on turn 1 or turn 2 that kills Delver before it flips, that kills all of the X1s. I don't even see Dark Confidant anymore because the card's borderline unplayable against Ren and 6.
Interesting.
Just picks off Young Pyromancer. So basically it blunts all of the X1s. And, you know, it's just
interesting.
Really, really ugly for a lot of decks. I mean, obviously, like, they're combo decks that aren't going to care about it at all. It's like if you're running, like the Epic Storm or something along those lines, like when your opponent plays Ren and 6, you're like, all right, I'll kill you now. So if it's that kind of thing, you know, they're going to be very happy to see that card. But I think against the broader format, it's just the rate on it's just absurd. Like, consider the 2 casting cost Planeswalkers before. Would they do anything close to what that card does? So basically, this card is a monster.
I keep hovering over Renin 6 to see its abilities because I don't know them well, and I realize
You're
that
gonna
it's
have to
you're the
you're
one
gonna have
playing
to
it.
do a Google search there.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
God damn it, that's a really good play. I think we were gonna win on the
Cuts
spot
us
if we.
off of black mana there.
No. What was going to happen is I was hoping he would waste the stage in response to the wasteland, or just sit with it.
Mm-hmm.
At which point we would have the waste and the combo, or if he wasted the one that I tried to copy, we would just have the combo. But he cut us off of the card that enables that. So we're in trouble if he has another wasteland. I'm gonna obviously get rid of this one, but if he has a second one, that's gonna be a problem. And that's what he's digging for right now. Yeah, next time we do this, if you wanna run Blue Red Delver, I will gladly go through a league with that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Like I said, I am very out of the loop with that deck, so it'd be fun to kind of catch and see what the meta looks like right now for it. It's has seemed to be very popular the last few weeks, so I assume that it's not as good right now, but we'll see. I played a couple practice games with Arcanist, and it was very good. Like, I think my only problem with Arcanist is that here's what I'm concerned about, Tom, is that when the Chalice decks come out in force, which they will, I feel like when we get the London Mulligan, I think Chalice decks are going to be a major problem then, or at least that's what I'm afraid of. That Arcanist just becomes unplayable then because it's a 2-drop that you can never flash back any of your 1-drops anymore. So maybe I'm being a little alarmist, but that's my biggest concern right now is that it's just not going to be good in a couple weeks.
Okay. I'll say it seems really good right now. I played it in rounds 7, 8, and 9, and 3 copies of it top 8'd. So
yeah, I mean, well, the other thing too is like I think that Arcanist, you have to just. I mean, obviously this seems very silly, but like Arcanist's power is flashing back cantrips. It's not really flashing back things like Bolt and Chain Lightning, which are the things that I like in my heart of hearts I want to flash back, but that's just not what. That's not the effective or the most effective plays. It's the cantrips. So that kind of paints you in a corner where you have to play. I think you have to play 12 cantrips in that deck, which I don't always love doing. I kind of like having not 9, maybe 10 cantrips, and then some more threats or some other interaction. But I think in that that deck's going to become a lot more air than it was in the past. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm always willing to try the new builds.
So our opponent had double Renin, or had Renin 6 with double Wasteland and Force of Will. So
it's rough.
It is what it is.
The Urborg's good.
No, not really.
But not so great versus the Wasteland, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna make the exact same play he did before, I think.
Yeah.
So the line I would like to try here is if he doesn't just pass with the Wasteland, I'm going to copy our own Urborg. Oh, that's sweet. Hopefully it doesn't have a Stifle, but we can't beat that, so. And if this works, we'll have a path to the combo. He's got the Stifle too. Wow.
Yikes.
Has it all.
Are their list running like a 4 of Stifle again, or is it just like 2 of?
I think it's a 3 or a 4 of in the lists that
Okay.
run it.
Okay.
So I don't think this is that unusual. Well. Interesting. Huh.
So what are you hoping top deck here to get out of this spot? It seems like you're in a tight spot right now.
Well, we're not going to win this game because he has a force of will for anything that we try to do that's tricky. So, I mean, we could play a depths here and then essentially pray that he doesn't have either another stifle or yet another wasteland, and then he can't actually use this wasteland. I think that's really unlikely with the way he played it. The other line is to play a gemstone mine out, try and get into a situation where we can brainstorm into another colored source to play everything at once, or find another Urborg and play Duress and Hexmage on the same turn. But we can't really, we're not going to resolve anything big unless we can do both of these, and that's going to be borderline impossible. He's not going to let this resolve for combo reasons and because it kills his Ren, which is about to flash back. So he's going to have Stifle on demand on his next turn. So
Aye.
Yeah, this just seems incredibly bad, but I think brainstorming and praying for it's just not really going to go great. Lower the volume for Pat. You're currently 5 times louder. All right.
I am.
All right.
I can turn myself down. Hold on.
I got you.
It's probably my.
No, I got
it's
you.
probably my settings here.
I got you. I turned you down a little bit.
Okay.
Let me know if that's better. Pat is 5 times more important than I am, so.
I did turn my input volume way up. Let's turn it down to 62. We'll see how that goes. If that's better, let me know. I can always turn it down more if necessary.
True name, please. One time. Play a true name. Play a true name Nemesis. That's all I ask. Just once. Boo. This is getting stifled. A bit more is better. Alright, I'll try that. Well, you let it through. So, guess. Try this again. Maybe he goes for the depths this time. We lose to so many different things here. He is going for that. We lose the surgical on the spot, but it wasn't getting any better. All right. Well, I guess we play into the stifle. and vapor snag, and a stiff breeze.
Come on, get there.
Yeah, there's a 0 chance that this works.
Oh man. Dang. Tom, is it hot down in Pennsylvania this week?
Yeah, it's been in the 90s for the last 2 or 3 days at least. Yeah, I got let out of work early because our air condition broke today. So that was
no way.
That was fun. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's been super hot up here, and like I'm outside, so like I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna drink a ton tonight, and then I'm like, oh wait a second, I'm gonna drink a ton, and I haven't had anything to drink all day. I'm sweating outside all day tomorrow. I'm gonna pass out. It's gonna be great. So if I don't show up on Friday, you'll know what happened to me.
Nice. Good times. Ugh. Well. Let's see if he wants to counter this. All right.
Did they bring back Wasteland with
And they did, yeah.
Do they have another Wasteland in hand from Ren and 6?
No.
Yeah.
They replayed the one they brought back.
Oh no, they played it. Okay.
They are going to have infinite stifles though at this point.
Yeah, that's a problem.
We're also dead in 2 turns. That's also a problem. There's a few problems going on here.
I assume that Rug Delver is typically a tough matchup for you guys with the new Ren and 6 build?
No, this matchup's favorable. Yeah. Our hand early was a little on the slow side. We didn't see a single piece of interaction to attack their hand at all until we drew duress on like whatever that was, turn 4, turn 5. And we played through the first Wasteland and the first Force of Will. The problem was they brainstormed into a second Wasteland, or they had the second Wasteland the whole time. They found the second Wasteland immediately. So us not being able to interact with their hand at all, and them having double Wasteland and Ren, and us not seeing any of the 8 discard spells, any of the 4 Pithing Needles, or even an early Hex Mage. We saw this after we were already under a waste lock, and we were never going to be able to get to double black. And then when we get to double black, he had revealed Force of Will from the Delver. So it was just one of those things where there was just wasn't going to work. So I believe we were just dead here, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that emblem sucks. Does that give you a window here now?
I don't think so. I think
Playing the true game?
I think what this says is they have lightning bolt in their hand.
Oh, gotcha.
So, um, hmm. Yeah, I guess our.
Well, how is retrace? How's retrace work again?
Discard a land from your hand, and
Yeah.
basically you can recast the card, right?
Okay.
Meh.
So you think they have a land to play Stifle, basically?
I would assume so, yeah. That was ugly.
Hmm.
Dun, dun. I did advertise the losing tonight. Saw that one. Saw that one coming.
Hey man, I'm on the stream. That's what's gonna happen, man. You can't just go win all your games now.
Now Kerry owns the record for apparently some spamming was being done. Dun, dun.
That seems okay, right?
It's okay, yeah.
I guess you probably don't want to discard Step to Mox Diamond.
Depends on what they're on. So I think since we're on the play here, we just Thoughtseize off of Urborg. Yeah, Pat's here. Hand was well, you cut us off black, and then we immediately drew. That was a really strong play, wasting the Urborg. We immediately drew Duress and Hexmage after that. That we never really had any window to cast, and when we did have a window to cast, it was right after you flipped Delver to Force of Will, so we knew it wasn't going to resolve. And then at the very end, map in a third stage with the draws. So he wants to know why you got Deathrite Shaman banned.
Why'd I get Deathrite Shaman banned?
Yes.
I never liked Deathrite Shaman, to be honest with you. I wasn't a huge fan of that card. Games are so boring with Deathrite Shaman.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Huh. Do you just take
I think we take the Unmask.
Yeah, well,
so it doesn't.
Oh, with Petal, yeah. I was gonna say maybe Reanimate, but
no, I think we have to prevent them from a protected kill. As unfun as that is. So if they draw into, say, a Thoughtseize, we have Brainstorm, because they're not going to have enough mana to Thoughtseize and combo. So we have Brainstorm to protect the crop rotation if they try to attack our hand, unless it's another Unmask, at which point, tip of the cap. And if they go for the combo with Entomb Reanimate, we have crop rotation in the bog. All right, so there's the Thoughtseize.
The old Brainstorm. You just give him a hand of lands to look at?
Yeah, I think so, because I guess the problem is, I mean, we can't do anything about it. problem is we're probably going to have to use this crop rotation to stop him from comboing, so it's going to cut us off from doing anything, which is annoying, but I don't see a way around it. So we're not going to die here, but we're also going to need to draw something.
I mean, with crop rotation and stage, you're in a decent spot, right, at this point?
Well, we're going to have to use the crop rotation defensively.
What's that?
We're going to have to use the crop rotation defensively, unless, of course, he just sits there. If he just sits there, then that's great for us. I didn't think that they would do that, but they're trying to wait for another discard spell.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they're just gonna. All right, this doesn't make.
They're just drawing dead right now.
Well, this play doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, the first turn I understood because they put us on crop rotation, right? So they don't want to entomb and reanimate into an obvious crop rotation that we protected with Brainstorm. But if they put us on crop rotation, they can't not do anything here, or they just die. Unless their unknown is a card that black-red doesn't usually run. All right. What do you think, Pat? Do you think the black-red reanimator is running like Shallow Grave or some instant speed reanimation spell? I guess that's the bluff here.
It's possible.
I'm not. That doesn't seem really likely.
I've definitely been Ashen Rider playing Show and Tell twice.
If I got Ashen Rider at a pretty stock-looking black-red deck in game one,
no, it was a mono red deck that I was playing against.
Nice.
Sideboarded games. I got double Ashen Rider. It was hilarious. Someone clipped it. It's somewhere on Twitch.
Of course they did.
Someone clipped it and put it on Reddit, so I had like 20,000 views.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I haven't seen this deck in a while.
Black red?
Yeah. It was nowhere to be seen in the playoff event. I don't know of anyone that actually played against it.
Oh, you did?
I don't know anyone that did.
Oh, I
play
see.
Against this deck. It wasn't.
This is another deck I think like with London Mulligan gets better. I mean, how do you feel about the London Mulligan? Have I talked to you about that before? Besides our Legacy Friends chat.
I mean, I talked to Jerry about it a little bit,
okay.
But I don't think we have. I think it's to be determined. I think everyone coming to definitive conclusions, I disagree with on both sides. I think don't turn one me. No Lotus Petal. Oh, that's not so bad. I can live with Chancellor. Maybe. What the hell?
Hey man, listen, I hope I have said multiple times that I hope the London Mulligan
we're not getting Chancellored. That was fun.
Oh, you're not gonna let him get it?
Let him get what?
He's gonna concede.
Yeah, he's not getting shit.
Yeah. If Tom's not having fun, no one's having fun.
Yeah, you turn one Gristle Brand through a 0 casting cost card. I'm not letting you have fun. That's just the way it is. No, but I think the I think the testing period for the London Mull was completely tainted. Is my position. I think you had a week and a half, 10 days or so of people testing for the GP where the London Mulligan was not a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think we can mulligan this hand, but this hand eats it hard to a Chancellor.
Do you have any hands that don't eat it hard to a Chancellor, though?
Yeah.
I guess a Mox Diamond hand, right? With some kind of interaction.
God damn it. Yeah, any Mox Diamond hand, any Flusterstorm hand, any Surgical hand. Yeah. So there's 10 cards that shut that off right away. All this does is essentially bluffs Surgical from this spot.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to buy that.
I feel like Chancellor should go both ways. You know?
No, the card kind of stinks.
Go both ways.
Card kind of stinks.
Yeah.
All right.
Double O Chancellor.
It's not the end of the world.
They have Reanimate. Unmask.
Well, that's annoying. Buy Crop Rotation.
That sucks.
This isn't that bad. We can actually theoretically race this. We'll just need to draw something in the first 4 draws.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
I just want to crop rotate into Bog so bad against this deck.
That's interesting. All right. That could have been a lot worse. Well,
it's you. Huh. Oh. That's awkward.
Well, if we find any tutor, we're probably good. Or Depths itself would also work. That ain't it.
Oh, that's not what I want.
You're back. You bounced off for a second there, but
I was talking to you and then I realized you couldn't hear me. Hold on. Let me do this. I'm bad at Discord. Sorry. What I was saying was there any point where you wanted to like take him off of Badlands with Wasteland instead of playing the second Thespian stage?
That's what I was actually just going to do. However, I totally forgot we didn't bother to clear the first Chancellor trigger here, which was idiotic.
Oh, yep.
So,
damn.
Yeah, now I think we don't, because we need to leave. Yeah, that was really dumb. I was going to say we were going to have the ability to have any tutor up and take him off of this, but now we need to keep five mana sources in case we draw a crop rotation.
Another land. At least he's bricking. That helps us.
Yeah, not when we brick every time.
Jeez. Come on.
That was ugly.
Man, I'm really bringing the luck with me tonight, man.
Nah, it happens. We had a hand that would have been great in game 3 and game 2, and they killed us with protection on the play in game 2, so we never got to play anything. And then in game 3, our hand got beat by one particular card, and he won 4 of, and yeah, he had it. And then we still had a lot of draws. We had 4 turns where any Any tutor or any depths would have won the game. It's just didn't get there. That is magic. It's gonna be a quick night, Pat.
Yep.
Gonna be a very quick night. Fun times in the Ren Inn again.
Is that another Rug Delver deck?
Certainly looks that way.
Yeah. Jeez.
I would have liked to have drawn a land there. That way we could have played around days, but well, that's not what happened. What? I think that means they drew Stifle. That's the only thing that can mean.
That was Stifle fodder.
No, it was an obnoxious draw, actually. That should win the game. Unless both of their draws were Stifles.
That's what I'm saying. They got that. We got that good Stifle fodder.
I guess they also could have found some of these decks run a 1-of Vapor Snag in the main. I guess that's also a possibility, but if that happens, they got us.
They're gonna brainstorm for a Stifle here.
No, I think they have it. Their play made zero. When they could have brainstormed into any Force of Will or any Daze when we cast the Hex Mage, I think they 100% drew either a bounce spell or a Stifle. Interesting.
Wonder why they double fetch there.
To thin, I guess. I'm really surprised if this doesn't get stifled. Huh.
Maybe they're just looking for that Vapor Snag, like you said.
Or they just don't know how Stifle works. They messed this up.
Dang.
Yeah, this is it's unfortunate the way they I mean, they weren't going to be able to beat this anyway because we were going to combo through the stage, but they didn't know the interaction. They have to stifle the Hex Mage or the stage trigger. They can't. Stifling Dark Depths is not a plan that works.
Oh, is that what they did? They stifled Dark Depths?
Yeah, they let the Hex Mage resolve and then tried to stifle the Dark Depths.
Yeah. Well, they'd have to stifle the activation of the Hex Mage?
Yeah, or the activation of stage. Those are the two plays that work. The one on stage isn't particularly good because it still the stage just sticks around and does it again the following turn. And they were dead here anyway because if they hit it with the correct stifle, we were just gonna combo off stage. It didn't matter in this game, but yeah, it can certainly matter. Oh, since they're asking, I will explain it to them.
Yeah. That happens a lot too when people like are trying to waste. I've actually been in that position myself when I first started playing Legacy. When I had a wasteland, I wasn't exactly sure what to wasteland to. When someone went to activate stage, I was like, "Oh, wasteland Dark Depths." They're like, "Oh, that's not the right play."
Yeah, he picked it up too. He typed in the chat that he was dead anyway to the stage, so they were dead anyway to the stage, so So it was actually really kind of the perfect time for them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn it once. At least it didn't impact the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely had that happen in tournaments. There was one person a long time ago that did that, and I offered to explain it to them, and they justifiably didn't want me to. They wanted to hear it from a judge, and then they asked their question in a way that the judge couldn't really explain what they were trying to get at.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they asked the judge, can I stifle the dark depths trigger? That was the question that they asked, and the judge can really only answer the question. He's like, yes, you can stifle the dark depths trigger. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this isn't going to end well. And yeah,
there used to be a great Twitter account called Can I Stifle That?
Stand Still, I'm assuming is on there.
What's that?
Stand Still, I'm assuming is on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like having pithing needles against this deck, but this hand does nothing.
That's no brainstorm. Well, I guess you can't cast it, so that would suck.
This hand is very marginal, but we'll get the scry plus on the draw, so the hope was something would get there. If we just early snap Wasteland it again, that's going to be ugly, but fire this off in a daze here.
Come on.
More Stifle Delver.
There is a Wasteland there. What do you take there?
It's tough. I think I'm going to take the Stifle. I mean, none of this is particularly good for us. There's definitely an argument for taking the Delver. We can sort of play through the... Well, now we can't. This is going to be really ugly.
They have double days. Is this game 2 or 3?
This is game 1, Pat. Or no, 2.
Wait, what?
They just stifled. They had the Stifle game last. Yeah, this is game 2.
Okay. I was going to say, what the hell?
It's a possibility I'm supposed to just scrying into a daze there. Yeah, we're very, very dead here.
Yeah. So we're at...
Yeah, there's
technically 5 right now.
Basically, there's basically no line that gets us out of this, I don't think. Yes, we are very dead. This is going to be the shortest stream in all eternity if we lose this game, Pat. 45 minutes.
But if you go 0-3, do you just drop the league? If you go 0-3?
You can technically get your... you can technically get 50 play points back if you go 2-3, but...
Hey, that's pretty good, man.
I don't know that I have that in me.
I mean, I guess running into how is the black red matchup for your deck? Do you feel like it's okay or
Black red Reanimator?
Yeah.
Last time I looked at my numbers, I'm like 75% versus it.
Okay. But Rug Delver is not great.
No, I'm like around 70-ish%, maybe even higher against Rug Delver too.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that that's probably without the Ren and 6 for the most part, or?
think I was like 3 or 4-0 against it before
Oh,
tonight.
okay.
So
Okay. It's just me then. I see.
no, it's a combination of things.
Just say it's me, Tom. I'll take the heat, man. It's cool.
No, it is not just you.
I don't mind taking the heat.
Yeah, it's just that kind of night. It feels like any time we've had to discard light hand, our first important spell gets forced every single time, and I don't believe we've played against a opponent that didn't either have a turn 1 large creature or have wasteland in their opener. I think every game in the league so far has included that. And
yeah, it's definitely felt like an uphill battle, right?
Yeah, and our hands have just been kind of marginal too. So
the goose.
It's just one of those things.
Would you crop rotate for stage?
No, I don't want to use crop rotation before they make their land drop for the turn. Because if you do that and they play wasteland, you threw away your crop rotation.
I see.
Interesting. This also lets us possibly draw a discard spell and see their hand and still be able to crop rod.
Gotcha.
So if we could actually draw interaction at some point.
I guess there's not like pressure on you right now, so you're not too concerned about it.
No, I think I'm still going to try this here and see what he does, since we have an excess of lands. That may be a mistake. But we have mana to play through days, and this forces him to have another force effect, which if
he does,
it's just that kind of night, Pat.
Jeez,
just that kind of night.
It's stifle. Now we just naturally draw a stage, right? Or I mean, I guess stage or hex mage, right? Or any of your tutors.
Yeah.
Needle's not terrible.
Luckily, they're not really doing anything either.
No, yeah, there's no pressure right now.
I had a lot of defensive now.
You'll won't go. All right, well there's that's pressure.
Maybe.
Don't flip. Yeah. Nice. We are getting the lightest of beatdowns right now, Tom.
They still race us currently.
The most the most minor of beatdowns. That's good. Scrying, good.
Yeah, if they have double Pierce or Pierce plus Flusterstorm, so be it.
Or the Force of Will, the third Force of Will.
Yeah,
I guess one was a Force of Negation.
I was debating whether or not to delay the combo turn by playing Bayou, which beats double Pierce. That's probably idiotic.
Is this going to be a flat? No, okay. All right. There you go.
Actually, I don't think that's worth doing. Yeah, I'll see what they flip.
Flooded Strand. Oh, he showed you the Flooded Strand. Okay.
Yeah, I just typed good games into the chat, so I'm assuming no stifle.
Hey, we got to win. Yeah. Hey, Tom, we can always go for the old 3-2. Get your 100 play points back.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about play points. Play points are... If you don't draft and you do reasonably well in leagues, they're kind of a free roll. Yeah, I think we're doing Blue Red Delver next time.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Actually, I just don't have...
I can show you all my awesome office gifts.
Office gifts such as...
Oh, well, I do have like the Stanley eye roll. Like I said, I have the Michael screaming no, no, no. I have the explain it to me like I'm 5. So when people give me advice in the chat, I can just tell them to explain it to me like I'm 5. It's basically just like making fun of myself, which is self-flagellation is like my brand. So
you're gonna love this, Pat. We're on the draw against Black Red Reanimator again.
We're playing the same. God dang. I don't know. This
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
This hand doesn't do anything either, but okay.
Yeah.
We do not want that. If we don't get turn 1, we might be all right. What do you think, Pat? Lotus Petal or no?
Yeah, right?
Lotus Petal or no?
Grizzlebrand. Oh, I put a petal in the graveyard? Jeez. Can't catch a break, man.
That kind of night, Pat.
Oh, my goodness. Jeez Louise. You need to Pithing Needle the Grizzlebrand now.
I'm not going to have the Pithing Needle. I'm conceding after he casts his first Unmask or Thoughtseize. What? All right.
No Unmasked.
Interesting. Huh.
Come on, Tom, you can do it.
I'm trying to think how that happens exactly. So, guess we Needle Grizzlebrand immediately.
Yeah.
Then play
for
Mox
sure
to keep Brainstorm and Crop Rotation up.
Yeah.
And then hope to draw like gods off the Brainstorms.
I mean, that's the plan, right? I like that.
This isn't going to come together, but...
Tom, you gotta think positive, man. The power of positive thought, dude.
If we somehow get through their next turn without having to use this crop rotation, then maybe we have a shot.
They attack. Come on, end step.
Flashback Faithless Looting.
Okay. What do they discard?
All right. Well, maybe.
Jeez.
World Entombs. Yup. We did not get through the turn.
Bojugabog. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. Yeah, triple brainstorm. It's the best hand in Magic.
Oh my god.
This is all bad. You need some ponders in this deck, man.
Is that what I need?
Yeah. Shuffle them away. Get that extra look, you know?
No, I guess this is worth it. Let's get one deeper. See if we find a discard.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
Hey. You can still Mox Diamond. Oh, no, you can't. Damn. You can't Mox Diamond, no.
All right, Pat. So we're going to draw a dead card. And then we're going to draw the brainstorm.
Wait, aren't we drawing Brainstorm?
With one dead card underneath of it. So
okay, so it's still two cards.
The two cards need to either be Stage or Depths plus Crop Rotation or Depths plus Hex Mage.
You're going to nail it. Well, even if it is... Oh, no. Yeah, because we're going to draw the Brainstorm. So close.
No.
So close.
It wasn't really that close.
So close. It was half of what you needed.
I don't think you believe me at this point that we're going to go 1-3 against 4 favorable matchups.
That's my brand, man.
That's your brand.
Yes. That is like my mantra right there. Come on. Yeah. Tom, you gotta get turned up, man. You gotta be hyped up there.
Yeah, I'm not hyped.
Listen, man, if we stream again next week, I'm gonna put an AC in this room because it is hot up here still. I got 2 fans going. It doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. Ho 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 ho! Flusterstorm. Tell him to eat it, Tom. Eat it.
No, I'm not gonna do that. We're very much not out of the woods in this game.
I know, but you gotta take the small victories, man.
That's obnoxiously good.
Oh, surgical, so nice here. You must feel real good about yourself right now, Tom.
I mean, you never know, but looks good at the moment. We need to get back to 500 before I show any sort of joy.
That's all I do is show joy, man. Joy and despair. Those are my 2 moods. That's it. That's all I got.
We're getting turn 1 next game anyway, even if we win this game, so it's 100% fine.
Ashen Rider, eh?
That's the second time he's done that. The only 2 times we've won games in this matchup against him tonight have been when he showed us Ashen Rider and then conceded. That seems to be the plan.
Yay.
Yup. All right, Pat, you pilot this game.
Come on. Game 3.
You're running the show, Pat.
I'm running the show.
You're running the show.
Oh, jeez. All right. I'll tell you exactly what we need to do. This hand, we keep this hand, right?
I'm not answering. This is you. This is you. What are you doing?
I would keep this hand.
All right, you're keeping.
Yeah. You got surgical. You got brainstorm. You got crop rotation. They don't have chancellor, so that's good.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Bodes well for us.
I was gonna disown you if you mulligan into that. I'm glad you came to the right decision.
So you go herb. Do you play like Herborg and then Mox Gemstone Mine, and then pass?
I don't know.
What would you do?
You are the pilot here, Pat.
You're killing me, Tom. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm just here to play. I'm here to like provide some color commentary.
Well, you're providing the color commentary.
I'm the Joe Theismann of this broadcast.
If you go too
I'm
far,
on the sideline,
maybe
getting drunk. No, who was that? Wasn't Theismann. That was who was that? I can't remember who it was.
All right,
the
Pat,
Jets quarterback.
What are you doing?
Do you brainstorm here?
I'm asking you.
To hide your surgical?
I'm asking you.
Or do you let him take it?
You tell me.
I think I'd brainstorm to hide my surgical. And probably my crop rotation too. Although he can't take both. Right?
He cannot take both now. He removed animate dead for what it's worth.
I feel like we'd wanna I feel like you want to brainstorm and hide. Can I get help from? Can I phone a friend? What would you do? Would you let him unmask you?
I would let this resolve. Yeah. So you have two direct answers, to the combo.
So you just let it happen.
Combo, yeah, and you have a brainstorm, to dig.
Yeah, so just
plus,
let him
plus a dangerous combo piece. So yeah.
Yep.
I think
So
just let him have it.
Okay.
The problem with brainstorming is, what do you hide? So do you hide?
I would hide the crop and the surgical. Probably.
So if you hide both, and then he puts he dark ritual, tomb reanimates, you just die. So true. I think you just let this resolve.
Just let him see the hand. Say, sorry, bro, got all these cards. Can't beat us.
I don't know that that's necessarily true, but
Tom, what I tell you about doubting us, man? You can't doubt. Clear eyes, full heart, can't lose, right? Isn't that what it's called? Is that how it goes?
Something like that.
I'm running out of Jameson.
So the fact that this is taking so long for them is,
they're scared. They're shaking in their boots. All right, so they took crop.
So that kind of says that they may have an exhume. So they may try to work a situation where they can get two creatures into the yard, either through a through faithless looting, or
Come on.
I'm thinking of whether to brainstorm.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm thinking of myself, not you. You're good, man. Take your time.
I think we want to brainstorm here so that we can. Well, no, maybe it doesn't matter. No, this is fine, I think. Interesting. Yuck.
Boom. You don't like having bog in hand, right?
I mean, it turns off crop rotation, but I don't know that we necessarily want Mox either, so...
Yeah, I kind of want to put those back and then shuffle them away. Personally.
Yeah, it's between putting the Bayou back and shuffling and putting the Bog back and shuffling. I think there's... If they Faithless Looting and pass to try and overload the graveyard with a couple of different creatures, we can just Bog them. So
true.
That's also a play that I like.
Yeah, maybe that's better. We could also just at some point just naturally draw another crop rotation, and then we can't have that. We don't have instant speed
but if we
access
draw
to
the crop
Bog.
rotation, we're going to try and kill them with Hexmage and Depths.
Yeah.
So I think
that's fair.
I think that this is the...
We also have double surgical, so that's not nothing.
I'm just going to crack this now instead of waiting because I don't want to forget during our upkeep. You got it, man.
Jeez.
They're working their way through the hand, Pat. They're one discard spell away from being good.
We're just going to draw Dark Depths now, so it's fine. Come on.
You haven't been watching our other matches tonight, have you?
I don't know. I got faith, man.
I don't know what you've been. I don't know what you've been watching tonight.
I got faith, man.
I would have bet a substantial amount of money that we were not going to draw the appropriate card there.
I'm just saying, I got faith.
At least that's not bad.
Do you Inquisition here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What's that?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't play Inquisition?
No. I think we do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just take the Exhume, right?
Maybe.
Because he has to draw another reanimation piece, and some way to play to get out our surgical.
So we could also just take the looting.
What's that?
We could also just take the looting and bog it away, and then he's stuck with a hand that does nothing. But yeah, I guess this is the path. Discarded another Faithless Looting. And the Entomb. So his hand is... Now he removed Gristlebrand.
Sorry, you must have lost me again. Do you fire off surgical and take his Entomb, maybe?
That's what I'm looking at, yeah.
We're
probably going to bog his Faithless Lootings so that he can't flash them back depending on what's in his hand. But yeah, this is the looting, or the Entombs are the most dangerous card, I think.
Yeah, I agree. His hand is just Grizzlebrand, so.
So nothing too cheeky. Looks pretty stock.
Yeah. I thought maybe he might have like a what's it called? A swords in there. Maybe because isn't he playing a scrubland? Or is that the
I
other?
think that's usually for wear tear.
Oh, okay. Would you want to just bog him now and get rid of the faithless lootings?
I believe so, yeah.
Is Hexamage going to get us there, Tom?
I don't think so.
Well, he has Grizzlebrand. He's got to draw a reanimation spell and a way to get Grizzlebrand in the yard. Or card in the yard, so.
Yes.
It sounds like it's 2 turns.
2 turns, yeah, but they're at 11.
Right.
Their absolute best draw is Faithless Looting.
How did you know that? Tom, you got some witchcraft going on, man.
Their absolute best draw is, and then they had 2 left in the deck, so they were going to draw it. That's just the way the entire night's been, Pat.
Oh, jeez.
So why would you think? Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah!
All right, Pat. There is now a decent chance that this Hexamage goes all the way.
Like, surgicaling a Grizzlebrand feels so good. So good. The only thing that feels better is stifling Grizzlebrand activations. That feels excellent.
The draws in this game have been utterly absurd. Like, they drew their 2 of the best card possible, and we drew. Well, this wasn't quite the best card possible.
Oh, is he gonna try to animate that?
And then they just drew exactly the reanimation spell. We're like taking turns drawing perfect cards. I would be really pissed off if I was them right now.
That is rough. And Animate Dead still goes on the battlefield now, right? As an enchantment?
Yeah, but then I think it goes right to the yard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, both of us drew like exactly what you needed.
There you go. Hexmage is. Let's see how long it would have taken us to actually get to your card. Oh, Moto's not going to let us look. I'm curious if this.
Come on, Magic Online. Let us draw our cards.
It's too bad. We're out, Pat.
All right, Tom. Let's get the old 3-2. Let's get them 100 play points.
This league's been an absolute mess.
Story of my life, bro.
Please don't. Dr. Pepper.
Doc Pepper. All right. Yeah, you keep this hand, right?
This hand is
hell yeah.
Well, the mana's awkward if the initial turn 2 play doesn't work out for whatever reason. This hand's fairly awkward. And as we've been
duress,
as we've been doing all night, if we get wastelanded off our color source, which of course they have.
Of course,
all 4
double
wastelands. No, all 4, Pat.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, there's 4 of them.
Yes, he has all 4.
Who keeps that hand?
Someone that knows what you're running.
Oh my goodness. That is disgusting.
All right,
now you have to play through 3 more wastelands.
Let's make our way through it. They may just snap wasteland us again, which will be fine. I mean,
make sure you get the right art,
fine.
man.
It's not fine. No, I did. It doesn't matter, Pat. They have all 4 of them. We need a colored source is what we need to draw. That's actually
there. You go.
No, that's
nailed it.
That's actually not good. that's not the
do you like play Mox and get rid of Dark Depths because you have crop rotation? You'll draw more lands. You got so many lands. I guess there's really no reason to play a land right now, right?
I'm trying to think of what would be the best way to do this. right, we're taking an aggressive line here, Pat.
I love this.
We're gonna see.
Now we get to crop rotate away our Bajuka Bog when they try to wasteland it.
If
then they can wasteland whatever we crop rotate it to. It's perfect. It's a perfect crime.
I don't think they're. We'll see. They may just sit on it this time. Wow. Okay. Can we draw a land, Pat?
Yes, we'll absolutely draw a perfect land. Oh, the best land. A wasteland. Yeah. Hex Mage.
What do you think?
They got no lands. We got 3 mana sources.
They could have green source, crop rotation, or
Tom, you are such a negative Nancy
or
today.
Caracas. Those are the cards that we could lose to.
Got to keep the faith, man. He's going to wait in the wastelands.
I would assume he's going to wait, yes.
Yes. You never know. Hex Mage beat down. It's gotten there once. Well, it almost got there once. They conceded before we let it happen.
They actually
do you wasteland the wasteland now?
They have a Ghost Quarter too, which could punish us for this line. But this is literally their last wasteland. All right, Pat.
Yeah. What?
We're gonna lose to crop rotation here. I'm calling it.
They don't have crop rotation. No way. No way.
Yeah, I mean, we're not beating it, so
it's not gonna happen.
If it happens, it happens.
It's not gonna happen. Nailed it. I told you, dude.
They would wait.
Mana loss, Tom. You got mana loss.
I was bluffing Stifle with no cards in hand.
I see you were playing around the days from the non-blue deck. I like that. I like that. I like that. Smart. Smart.
Good habits, sir. Good habits.
Now, why do you remove the Mox Diamonds? Is it just because this is a wasteland matchup, so you don't want to be discarding as many lands kind of thing?
No, it's a space issue. Basically, there's so many cards we need to have in to fight them that we don't have room to keep it all and have a coherent combo and keep all of this in too. So like we're already bringing in, we need an extra land destruction effect to help fight theirs. So we need to bring in a Ghost Quarter. We need to bring in the Caracas. We can't cut the other utility lands because sometimes we still need Step to push through if both of us end up comboing and Caracas gets shut off with a Pithing Needle or they wasteland it or whatever and we can't get it back. Bog obviously still needs to be there because they're going to have at least Loam, if not Renin 6 now too. So basically we're up a land, and then on top of that we're bringing in Surgicals. We're bringing in Assassin's Trophies. We're maxing out on the Needles. So all these cards need to take the place of something, and we can trim on discard, which is really the only thing that's bad. We don't want to trim on the combo. You could arguably cut a you could probably cut a Dark Depths, But
Really?
we're
Okay.
looking to combo, so we kind of want to max it. Like in the depths mirror, you definitely want to cut dark depths.
Hmm.
That was the absolute worst result that could have had. Yuck.
Tom,
Yes.
did you ever watch? Did you ever watch Homestar Runner when it was on the internet? Hold on, hold
I
on. I
have
lost
not,
my
no.
headphones. All right. Did you ever watch Homestar Runner when it was a website?
I did not
Do you
know.
know what I'm talking about?
I do not know.
Okay, never mind. There was a short time when I was in college when that was like a very popular thing for me. I don't know if other people looked into it, but it's worth checking out. It's pretty funny stuff.
What?
The hell's Waterlog Grove?
It's
Oh,
it's one of the new
yeah.
Horizon Canopy lands for blue green. Interesting.
Those lands are very underrated in my opinion. Crop.
So the problem with that is they're going to play Ghost Quarter here, I think, right behind it. So I don't think we have a choice.
Jeez.
So our opponent had 4 wastelands in the first game and 2 wastelands and a Ghost Quarter in this game. Yeah. Well, at least that's a thing, I guess.
This is going our way today, man.
That
Yeah, I
was a
like
really
that. I
good
like
draw,
this play
actually.
here.
I mean, it doesn't actually help because he has Ghost Quarter too. But, you know, small victories. We've also got this 19 turn clock going, so.
I really like how you get in with Sylvan Safekeeper. I like that.
You never know. Never know. Gotta keep them honest, Pat.
Yeah,
Let them know that they are under pressure.
I feel pressured. I feel it building. Ghost Quarter. Gotta run one basic, man. Just one basic island.
Basic Island would not be the card. Alright, that's not terrible.
Have they played Loam yet?
They have not.
Okay.
So oddly, I think the line here is to let them keep the loam. We could get burned by this really badly if they end up having some kind of Croson Grip or the new Force of Vigor blowing us out.
Oh yeah, that's a green force,
on
right?
Needle. But I think the line here is hope they don't, and that we have Wasteland cut off and Surgical Ghost Quarter, I think is the line. Because if we let this go off, they still have another Ghost Quarter that we have to work our way through, which we currently can't. And and the possibility of wasteland too. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we just take the ghost quarter and hope that this sticks.
Oh, it feels good to get Renin 6. Shut it off from Wasteland. That's nice. The Wasteland
Let's
recursion.
see what they actually have as far as. All right, so it doesn't look like. Let me take a shot. All right, so. So the only out they actually have to the needle is the one of blast zone. So they're going to need to either find that one of their crop rotations or they gamble. And they have 2 turns to find it. Otherwise, we're going to have lodges staring at each other. All right, that's fine.
Oh yeah, nailed it.
The second depths. That was an important card to you, Pat? Whoa.
Yeah, the second Dark Depths, of course, was an important card to me. I want to end the game with 3 copies of Dark Depths in our hand and a Merit Lage on the board. I feel like that's a flawless victory.
We're still going to need to find a way to push through their lodge because it's coming. Well, now they have Glacial Chasm as well. That's annoying.
Good thing you've been attacking with that Safekeeper.
Like I said, you never know. May come into play. Well, that's the end of the Safekeeper, I think. Do we want to keep this around, Pat? What do you think?
The Safekeeper?
Yeah.
Uh,
I think we actually do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna make your 2020 next turn, right? And they're gonna make theirs the following turn.
Correct. Yeah. I think we.
What's
do.
that?
I think we do want to keep this.
Yeah.
Make them lose their.
You sack the Trop to it.
Yeah, that would be the plan.
Oh, another needle.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, Curtis, I'm just here. I'm here for the yucks, so to speak. You know that. Come on.
You are not, Pat. You are very much. So
you can't say that.
Oddly, I think the play here. Oh, this is such a strange spot. So we can play a needle here and cut them off of ever being able to make lodge until they find a blast zone.
Kind of like that, and just delay your Merit Lage a single turn. Yeah, I like that a lot.
And we know what they drew because they They loamed. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know if this is right or not, but it's a neat play, so I'm doing
it. I guess the other, well, yeah. I mean, that seems all right to me.
Oh, that was interesting. They elected to bring back the chasm.
I mean, at some point when they give all their things retrace, that's a problem. But
I mean, we're still attacking, so
yeah.
I mean that's.
But Ren 6 is
going
to kill Safekeeper next turn, right?
Sure, but he can't stage his own chasm, and he has to sack a land, so it's already going back a land if he plays it now, and then. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. That's kind of annoying, although not really. Interesting. So you could play the Gemstone Mine to set up Sylvan Scrying for the win next turn, but I think they'll port it if we do that. So here I think I like playing the Dark Depths and doing this over 2 turns. That way we have a fodder land if they try to kill something with Ren. And then we can play the Mine, Scrying for Wasteland. And then win in 2 turns.
I kind of like having the double land here to protect Safekeeper and Lage.
So if they want to target something with Ren, that's totally fine because we don't need the second depths at all.
Right.
If they want to do this, that's great too because now they have to sacrifice even another land if they want to play the chasm.
They did get the blast zone with that.
Okay. But they can't actually use the blast zone. Oh,
okay.
There's two things going on. They have to actually get to 4 lands that tap for mana. So if they play the chasm, they have to sack a land. Well, I guess they could do it this way too. But these cards actually don't matter right now because they're not going to be able to blast zone this turn, and they're not going to. The wasteland doesn't matter at this point, essentially. I did not expect them to do that.
Play chasm. Okay.
Huh. 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 We need the Urborg to cast Scrying at the moment. We can next turn, yeah. That's definitely something we're going to be in the market to do on their next turn. But we can't do that yet. Could just draw crop rotation here and win. That would work too.
Jeez. Uh-oh.
It's a lot of loams. Guess there's no reason not to peek. They did use Ren. They plussed it to bring the Blast Zone back to their hand. No, they did use Ren. Yeah, well. The hell is he targeting? Bayou and Dark Depths? Okay. This hand's gonna have to be really bad for me to. Well, all right.
Yeah, Curtis, don't spam symbols, man. Nobody likes that. No spamming emotes. uh, hmm. So did you sack your?
Why not kill? Why not kill Ren? Because I can't attack.
What's up? Yeah.
There's a Glacial Chasm in play, unless I'm missing something.
Did you sack your? What's it called?
I sacked the Urborg during his upkeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to protect it from.
Well, just to not have this tap for mana, essentially.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know that there's
That's
anything.
what I meant. That's what I meant.
I can attack. Oh, to you. That's a really good question. New interaction. That is a very good call. I don't know that it particularly matters in this spot, but yes, that was definitely the right play. Curtis is.
I actually didn't realize that. I thought Glacial Chasm just stopped.
Yeah, I thought it was not attack, but I'm thinking of Peacekeeper. This is definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Although maybe Peacekeeper's worded that way too. No, I mean, I don't think there's anything they can do in this spot because they dredged loam, so we know their entire hand.
Mm-hmm.
you gotta mix it up. You gotta put the good plays in with the bad plays. So if you're not gonna kill their machine gun planeswalker, you have to at least cut them off of mana a little bit. Yeah, that's good to know though. I never realized that. I think it's because I don't know that I've ever had a lands opponent have a planeswalker in play against me.
Renin 6 making its appearance. This is third game we've seen it in?
Yes.
Or third match?
Every match that wasn't the Black-Red Reanimator match.
Yeah, so this is the third one.
Card is very good.
I mean, you have this locked up at this point, right? I can't imagine there's anything you can do right now to stop you from winning.
Not that I am aware of.
Yeah. Yay!
Pity
Open
chest.
the chest. What's in the box?
You want me to open the pity chest?
Hey, whatever. Hey, you know what? Pity chest is a chest I want.
All right, Pat. Before I open it, make the call. What's going to be in the chest?
You're gonna get another Karn.
Karn?
I see how you have all your war cards up in the top row there. I see that, like the Narset.
Yeah, I'm
the
behind.
Dread Hordes.
I'm behind. I don't have very many cards from the modern set because some of them are ridiculously expensive at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, so pity chest it is.
5 play points. Nailed it. Wow, that's an awful chest.
All right, we're doing another one. We're doing another one.
Getting 5 play points is such a slap in the face. Just don't give it. Oh no!
This card's really good in like Elder Dragon Highlander or whatever the 100 card format is.
Do you play a lot of EDH, Tom?
I used to back in the
really
maybe like a few years ago. Yeah,
okay.
A local group was really into it. It just got to the point where we had to house ban or basically like not run so many different cards because everyone was running cards that were just digit. It was almost like singleton vintage at a certain point, and it wasn't particularly fun.
I'm really against 5 play points. I've never seen that before. That makes me very upset. This is the third one where you have 5 play points. Oh, Steam Fence isn't bad though. And you get the frog avatar, whatever the hell that is. It's a frog man. He looks like a frog Thanos.
Casmina's Lazotep frog treasure. All right, we'll go down to 35. We'll open 3 more, Pat. We're gonna get a real card.
Ooh, I like this.
We're gonna get a real card. Oh, this is the cool.
You are getting. Card. That's a cool. I mean, the art's cool.
Choose up to 4. What?
Frog Thanos. Oh no! Poor Curtis keeps getting timed out.
Yeah, he's got a mouth on him. His kids today. This is a cool art. I like that.
All right. I untimed out the poor Curtis.
He got the bot actually timed him out.
Yeah. For 600 seconds. That's a long time.
17 messages were deleted by a moderator.
It was. I think it's Nightbot.
Is that all Curtis? There's another 12 messages.
Doesn't like Curtis.
It that betrays.
Curtis needs to learn how to play nicely. All these 5 play points. It's terrible.
All right, I don't care. We're in a full on open mode here until we get a real card.
You need to slow down, man. You're losing so much value here.
Right? No, never losing value.
Oh, jeez.
Furnace of Wrath. There has to be a.
This is awful. What's the best card you can open?
I think Steam Vents is the only remotely playable card we've opened so far. What the Treasury Thrall?
Tom, you're making me cry here. Sell your chest. Okay, there's a Narset. That's not awful.
That's not the right Narset.
Oh, it's the wrong Narset.
That's the multicolor one. Stuffy Doll.
Oh
There's
my
another
god.
card. All right.
Stuffy. This is awful.
There we go. Stuffy Doll's a real card. In something.
Jeez.
So
close to the 5-0 on that one, Tom. So close.
Were we? We got basically utterly obliterated in the first match, right?
Yeah, that was rough.
What was that? Can you even get back? Oh, it's in another window. So yeah, this was. This was not particularly close. The first one of them was essentially Wasteland, Stifle, Wasteland, Wasteland Recursion with double force when we tried to fight out of it. That wasn't particularly close.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we got turn one. Did we get turn one twice in this match? I forget. I know game 3 we got turn one.
Yeah, against Black Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Whether it was turn one twice. I think it was.
Yeah, it was pretty. We definitely got Chancellor out of the game, like at least.
We got
once.
Chancellor locked in game 3.
Yeah.
It
was ugly.
Maybe that was game 2. I don't know. We basically didn't have anything we could do in the 2 games that we lost there. This was. They made a really strong play at one point where I don't know that all players would have hit the Urborg. And if they did not hit the Urborg in that one spot, we would have been able to win. But they hit the Urborg and then timed their Wastelands correctly. They waited when they needed to wait, and then they went with it. Yeah, I think a lot of players with a Ren in play would have been much more aggressive than he was. He played it very well. So, if we don't see a needle or some kind of interactive spell early and they just go Wasteland into Ren into Wasteland with a couple of counter spells, we're really no, it was actually correct, Dan Salver. He we let off Urborg stage after they wastelanded a colored source. They started by wasting a color source on turn 1 and then played red source, green source, Ren, and we went Urborg stage. So the plan was to copy their wasteland and then play depths and combo behind it. We did that too. So first we tried to stage the wasteland and they correctly hit the Urborg, and then a couple of turns later, after we bogged the first wasteland and they found the second wasteland to go with the Ren, we did that exact play. We had stage Urborg. When they went for Urborg, we staged the Urborg, played the depths, went for it, and they stifled the stage trigger and then restarted the cycle. So the hand was, I think that was within like the first 7 or 8 turns. The hands were Wasteland, Ren, Stifle, Force. So they forced our crop rotation. They forced either a discard spell or a needle, I forget what. And then just lined everything else up right. But we did try. We tried to we tried to fight the good fight through it. But yeah, they attacked the lands exactly when they needed to, aggressively when they needed to, and then they were patient when they needed to too. So yeah, it's definitely, I think it's still fine, but it's definitely not as good as it was. We didn't see any early discard spells in that, so he kind of they just had a free reign with their spells, so the Stifles just kind of sat there. The Ren came down without it. At least if we're firing off interaction with them, they have to daze and it sets them back a turn, because Ren with land, wasteland, and a daze involved is a turn 4 play, which I think is fine, and we have tools to deal with that. But if we're just letting them deploy their cards clean, that's just not going to be a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and definitely play draw is very important there, because forcing them to use a force versus a daze is enormous, and obviously their clock's getting started faster. Gives them windows to play Delver or whatever. Mongoose is what I think he had in play in that game, and then later Delver, where once you're behind, Ren buries you. So yeah, there's a lot of weird lines that this takes away. Not that I would ever really run a Hex Mage out naked, but now you really can't, or it's just a trade with their Planeswalker, which isn't exactly where you want to be.
Do you think Ren is a card that's gonna stick around?
Oh, I think the card's busted.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the rate on that card compared to any of the other legacy playable Planeswalkers. Like there's no 2 casting cost Planeswalker that's even in this thing's league, and even the 3-drop Planeswalkers, this is every bit as good. it comes down, it picks off Delvers, it picks off early creatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's even if it's just bringing back your fetch lands, it's guaranteeing you're hitting land drops throughout, giving you fodder for your brainstorms. The card is just utterly gross, and if it comes down, from a Mox Diamond deck on turn 1, or even out of a Rogue deck on turn 2, and it's not answered immediately, they can just defend it. At which point, if this thing ever gets retrace on their spells, like they got us into a spot where they could just retrace Stifle at will, which we basically can never beat. So the card is just threatening to control decks. It's threatening to early creature decks. It's threatening to waste lock a good portion of the format right off the bat. I mean, I don't know how, short of like Sorcerer's Spyglass, I don't know how post deck's ever supposed to beat this card.
Mm-hmm.
If they just wasteland them once and then a Wrenn comes down and they have just a wasteland a turn, how's the Cloud Post deck, with all these awkward lands that wants to cast 6 drops and higher? How's that ever supposed to function against a deck like this?
Yeah.
And even there's just so many decks in Legacy that you can waste a land lock. That even some depths players were trying to do that. Like even slow depths players were playing like a 1 of or a 2 of Life from the Loam at various points just because waste locking people was so valuable. This deck basically does it for free. Like this is a mini Life from the Loam that you don't have to spend mana on every turn once it's down. That's threatening other things, that kills creatures, that combines with other removal spells to kill even bigger things. In lands, one of the big hangups was killing, it was a little bit harder to kill 3 toughness creatures like a Arcanist. This thing plus Punishing Fire kills Arcanist, and so on and so forth. This plus a Bolt kills a 4 toughness creature that used to be out of range. It's really, really strong.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's something that when the spoilers came out, people were talking about it, and it seems to have had an impact. It's cool seeing Rug around. I'm sure you're not as thrilled about it, but
no, I don't mind I don't mind the Rug matchup. I think it's fun. I think it's interactive. It's just I don't know. Our draws just weren't great in that one particular game, and it was all right. I mean, we split with it, so it's not like we got the floor mopped with us. Played it twice and split. It's just it's definitely, I think it changes the dynamic of the matchup, I guess is the best way to put it. Before, I used to try and play around their soft counter magic. So you would wait an extra turn with a discard spell, or wait an extra turn with a map, or wait the extra turn with Sylvan Scrying. And now you can't really do that, because if you don't play the discard spell immediately and they just take their second turn and slam Wrenn, then the only way you really have to answer it is Needle and Hexmage, and you need those for other things in the matchup. You really want the Hexmages for the combo, you really want the Needles for Wasteland. If you have to, you have to, but they just have an additional card that's ultra threatening, whereas before I didn't care if they resolved a Delver, I didn't care if they resolve a Mongoose or a Goyf or any of the other cards in the deck at all. So you could sit there and be patient. Their clocks weren't super fast. We had Bog to reset their Gooses and Goyfs, and you could just kind of sit there and play patiently, knowing they weren't really going to kill you in the first 3 or 4 turns, and try and set up through that way. And now you're kind of more, with them having such a devastating card, you're almost forced to play into it and allow them to daze in spots that it's just awkward, or more awkward than before,
that aren't ideal kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So I hear you have a big extra long day of work tomorrow.
Who, me?
Yeah, I thought that was the rumor, right? Or was that today?
Wait, what? Just because. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I actually did talk to that guy tonight. So whether or not I was going to be working tomorrow night was dependent on whether he called me or not. And he didn't call me, so I texted him today and been like, "Hey man, are we working?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're working." He sent me the address, so now I'm going right from Charlton to another place in Worcester to work. So I'm gonna bring like an extra T-shirt so I can, because like when I get out of work at the end of the day, my T-shirt's just like covered in fucking salt lines from sweat. It's gross. So I'll throw a fresh shirt on and go on to the next thing. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one tomorrow, so looking forward to it.
That sounds amazing.
That's gonna be good, man.
Have you heard the new nickname Matt Soleil gave me?
No.
I'm apparently the protector of Sarlacc.
Sarlacc? How did that happen?
I complained that he had I forget what it was. I think I complained that he was a mod in some chat. And he said that I had like a VIP diamond or something, and then I said that Arkin gave him too many nicknames, and he gave me an additional nickname. So
The Protector of Sarlacc, huh? Is that like a Star Wars reference,
yes,
in like the Sarlacc pit?
Yes, that is.
I like that.
Definitely a Star Wars. Anything.
I like that.
I did one. Yeah. So Matt's is pretty good at giving.
Isn't that just Jabba the Hutt? I guess he's not really the Protector, but
no,
he's certainly
Sarlacc, the beast that's in the. I'm trying to remember. Isn't that what they try to feed them to in Return of the Jedi?
Yeah. It's like the beast in the desert that they.
That's not actual.
It's the open maw that's in the sand that they just like dump bodies into.
Yeah. So no, that's not actual Java.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is the Protector of Sarlacc? Is that Jabba the Hutt? Probably not, right? Probably not Jabba.
No.
He just frequents the Sarlacc pit and tosses his enemies in it.
Correct. Yeah, they're friends. They're friends. They have a mutually beneficial relationship.
I can't imagine that there's a lot of life that wanders through the desert to feed a giant monster like that, but it's okay.
You just need to.
We'll give Lucas creative license on that one.
There you go. So who did you guys have on cast this week?
We had Jack Kitchen. He is.
I know. I am familiar.
Red White Painter player. He's Utley 26 on Magic Online, I believe.
Yeah, he's been on Magic Online for a long time. I remember playing him in daily events.
Yeah. He plays Painter.
Very good player.
yeah. He was awesome to have on too. We chatted about Imperial Painter this week. Because I had some questions about the deck, and so we got some of those answered. Hey, buddy, how you doing? So Matt Soleil, you can come on for sure.
No, I have to okay that. Before Matt's can be on, he needs to build a deck that's kind of unique, that gets a lot of attention, that does fairly well in an event, that also, I don't know, it seems like he has a lot of those boxes checked, but he didn't beat me when it counted. So I think you have to delay him a little bit until he adds the second spider to the deck. If he adds the second spider to the deck, then you can have him on.
All right. My oldest just woke up, so I'm gonna go put him back to bed.
All right, sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
I gotta put him back in bed. Liam's up. He came wandering into my office, so he wanted to know why we were talking about Star Wars.
Romario's dropping threats on you.
If Matt, we need to have Romario on too. We got a lot of guests we gotta have on.
You know what a good idea would be? Do you need to actually legit walk away now because of the kid?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. No, I know you said you had to go, so if you had to run.
Yeah, no. I want to know the good idea first, then I'll go. Okay,
so the good idea here is Jerry's going away soon, right?
That's true. Well, yeah, he's got to go to Barcelona for the Pro Tour. Exactly. He's gonna be gone for like at least a week.
So there's no way in hell he's going to be able to record at least a week or two in there.
True.
I think the idea should be to have one of them stand in as the Jerry and the other be the guest. So it'll be like a double guest, but it's not really a double guest because there'll still only be three of you at that point.
Or we could have them both on and see they can fight for Jerry's spot, and Jerry comes back and then he's the guest. We turn it on him.
Nah, I don't see that. He'd like.
All right. Well, I do have to bounce. I gotta get the other one to bed and then get to bed myself. So.
All right. Appreciate you hanging out, man. Take it easy.
Hey, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, and we'll do it again soon.
All right. Later. Who will sit in the Iron Throne? I don't know, Romario. Just go hang out in MTG Twitter for a little while. There's plenty of violence on that platform. How many spiders did I play? How many spiders did I play, or how many spiders did I kill? because I definitely abrupticate a spider. But I think, let me check the art. Dun, dun. These are pretty close, right? They're not exactly spiders, but do we have any spiders in here? That could be a small spider, right? Green black insect stompy list. I'm game. Alright, well, I also have work in the morning, so probably be back sometime towards the end of next week. So yeah, I got work in the morning. You know, some crack about my bedtime or something, Romario? No. Here you go. Have some sort of outro song. Take it easy, guys.